Hello, it's Sydney in my kitchen. I have felt the strong urge to do a collective reading for my woo homies many times since last time, but I've been behind on shit and I am happy to do this now. Globally, things are looking less than hot. There's a very important meeting happening in Davos right now. There's a new pathogen on the loose that has infected dozens of people, and at this rate, it will soon have killed one person. And you know, I think it is a good opportunity to, especially with the eclipse that happened last week, to just check in. The question that I shuffled on is, how can we get there from here? It felt like the right question. I also have 3 oracle cards here. Speaking of it felt right, I have 2 from the I Ching oracle and the Tao oracle, and 1 from Star Codes or Astro oracle. And yeah, I'm going to do a 10 card Golden Dawn spread, which is really turning into my go-to 10 card spread. I know I did a honeycomb spread a couple times. I like it, but Jesus Christ, I fucking love the 10 card Golden Dawn. One thing to mention, the Judgment card did jump out while I was shuffling, so we will see what that has to say or how relevant it is. So the general energy is a four of wands. So my go-to word for this card is the checkpoint card. So it's like, yeah, actually that makes sense. We're kind of like at a lull between action, and we have accomplished things between then and here. It might not look like it might not feel like it, especially if you watch the last collective woo reading that I did, which was far from optimistic in my opinion, but it's important to celebrate the wins that we did make, even if it's mending relationships like you were invited to do last time, but continuing the underlying hidden influence slash subconscious. For that we have the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So there is, yeah, that looks right. There is some, there's some real opportunity to, well, this could be emotional healing. This could be, mending relationships like I alluded to last time. Also, as is implied by the people celebrating in the background of this 4 of Wands here. Yeah, and it is a, there's an opportunity to do something in the emotional realm. It's not clear yet. We're 3 cards into a 10 card reading. And really, actually, this King of Wands can mean too many things. If y'all follow another tarot reader by the name of Janine, y'all know who she always associates with this card. I do not, but I did think of it, so I just wanted to mention that. If you don't know who I'm talking about, well, too bad. And in the known slash seen influence, we have, oh, okay, the 5 of Cups and the Devil card. So here's the thing. Yeah, it is, like, I kind of alluded to this earlier when I was surprised to see the 4 of Wands as our overall energy right now. It is difficult to see the gains that we have made. Honestly, I cannot think of any offhand. I think there's an opportunity for some. However, or maybe actually, maybe these 2 upright cups at the back of this gentleman here represent the opportunity. And that if we focus on the how unfruitful the situation looks at first hand, like I kind of did in my intro, and not on the opportunities that are in front of us, that can be something that we can yeah, it's you can't capitalize on an opportunity that you can't even perceive. And it's important to keep that in mind. And I know that, the devil card, I call it the temptation card. The chains on these figures are loose fitting. They can walk away at any time. And what I'm getting right now as, and it's the first major arcana card of the reading. Anyway, what is tempting to do, like I did at the beginning of this video, like this gentleman is doing in this card, is to focus on the shitty part of our current situation, and I think the devil card here is a reminder that we don't have to focus on that. It's tempting to, we always have, we're kind of used to it. An influencer I follow, he often says, you can get used to anything with enough time, including hanging. But the point of that is that maybe, like I just alluded with my, like I just alluded to at the beginning of this video, what we're kind of used to is focusing on these 3 lost cups, and the opportunity that lies beneath the surface is there, and is even represented, like this break that we're in right now between 2 acts of a play, so to speak, is a good opportunity to reassess the situation and see the opportunities. All right, so in the past influence, we have the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Well, I'm not sure. Here's the thing. Tens represent endings. It is, given the entire speech I just gave with these 2 cards here, it is very tempting to see this 10 in the past as, the end of the world, so to speak. I will remind you that this is a pip card. It's a 10, but it's a minor arcana. It's not even a court card. And something to keep in mind with the Ten of Swords is that it's very dramatic. I mean, Jesus Christ, how much more dramatic can you be, But the thing is, it is dramatic, but it is not a major arcana card. There are some dramatic major arcana cards, Tower, but this might feel like a Tower moment, but it is not. And the Knight of Wands, I think represents, well, it depends who it is. Like the phrase that's coming to mind is, bringing our will out into the world. And it is easy to think that it is not necessarily us that have been, galloping off, bringing our will into the world. This could also mean conflict for some of you, which I hope will be left behind. So on that note, let's look at the future/incoming influence. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that there's still more... when I said, like, for those of you for whom this Knight of Wands represents you in conflict with those around you, this is a reminder that there is more of that to come, and that it's not over. And there's no doubt that this is not over. I mean, again, we have this whole new thing right now, which is running wild, infecting dozens of people, and maybe one person or 12 people have really bad cases of it. This is just the beginning, and there might be opportunities. Well, it feels weird calling it an opportunity, but there is more conflict ahead. But this is in the realm of thoughts and words, right? So the Temperance card here is an invitation to chill the fuck out and to find a way to integrate the past with the future. What I mean by that is that, you know, given these last 2 years that we've been through, it's very easy to get tempted to continue old thought patterns and old ways of interacting with the population at large, the normies, if you will. And the Temperance card here, you know, he has 1 foot dipped in the water and 1 foot on land, as he is, you know, chilling, skillfully, elegantly just pouring these liquids at an impossible angle, or at least thought to be impossible, you know. And what I'm getting from this, and there is a lot of emotion in the current energies. I'm getting this from the 2 water cards here, and also how can I say this? Basically, to just let things flow. Oh, and you know, Wands isn't the realm of emotion. However, the 4 of Wands, as depicted in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this celebration that is happening in the background was part of that emotion that I was just alluding to. So, in short, there is we're not out of the woods, and given the stakes of what is happening, I think that is obvious. But to just chill out, we don't like. As long as we focus on the opportunities, some of which we cannot see, then to capitalize on the emotion, to capitalize on the emotional aspect of these opportunities can be the opportunity to express complete mastery of will. Yeah, I feel there's more to say about this King of Wands, but it's not coming to me right now. So I will turn over the final card, which is how to bridge the past to the future. This is a future that looks pretty cool, honestly. But, oh, well, I just want to remind you, Pentacles is not necessarily money. It can be anything that is in the financial realm. It can be time, energy, what else? Time, energy, no other words are coming to mind, but anything that can be considered a resource in the material realm. And I guess what I'm getting here, and this is not the first Earth card, for those of you who are keeping track, the Devil is an Earth card. You kind of have to just know. And is Temperance Earth too? No, Temperance is fire. Okay. Anyway, that being said, I think what's coming to mind, because we have 2 aces here. One is of water, one is of earth. And what I'm getting from this is and this is a very similar message to the one that I gave during the last Collective Woo reading, which is to unearth this hidden emotional opportunity and to manifest it in the real world. So the first most obvious interpretation of this is to rebuild bridges that may have been burned. Obviously, there are. I can understand if for some of you watching this, there have been moral lines that have been crossed that make these people unsalvageable. To you, and trust me, I have people in my network for whom I feel that way. Absolutely. I'm getting a little annoyed right now just thinking about them. I'm going to calm down a bit before I continue. And actually, the mere fact that I'm the fact that I'm calming down, it's also the message that I have for you. Given if you have people like that in your network, where if you end up jousting with them intellectually again, to calm down, because if you you don't need to rebuild the bridge with them, but if next time you interact with them, your interaction is as venomous as you feel like making it. To not do that is in itself a win, and is a way to unearth the waters that run deep, and to bring some amount of good into this world. And I don't know why I'm suddenly drawn to the archway here in the background of the Ace of Coins, but it feels, it's funny too, because we have two thresholds here in the present energy. I feel like there's more to say, but nothing's coming to mind, so I'm just going to move on. The bottom line that I'm trying to get to, focusing on these two aces here. If you come across people that you, for lack of a better description, are dead to you, try to chill out with these people and not like rub their nose, because the thing is, I'm sure these people feel the same way about you and want to rub your nose into the irresponsible, selfish behavior that you've exhibited in the past, you know. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And for others that that have not crossed this moral line, I think there's real opportunity to move on from the past, to let the past die in the past as much as you can, because again, there's kind of a new round that's starting, and to focus on rebuilding those bridges with the foresight of a king, of a benevolent king, lovingly watching over his domain. The king must, and please don't, like, if there's anyone watching this who's not a man, just please map this to whatever gender is most appropriate. I just wanted to put that out there. Anyway, to the benevolent king loves his subjects, you know, and I would invite you to be that loving king. The opportunity to do so is there, but as long as you feel shackled to your old way of looking at things, to look at the things that are bad, it will be, dare I say, impossible to unearth this cup and to turn it into a coin. Wow, that was awesome. Honestly, this Four of Cups doesn't really have much to add that I haven't said in this reading. I just wanted to acknowledge it. I fucking love the way that I just ended this reading. So we're going to move on to these oracle cards here. So if you picked this card, your card is Great Power. This is, wait, what is this? I Ching hexagram number 34. And the key words are strength of character, authority, dignity, influence, self-confidence, leadership, peak condition, and potency. So here's the thing. I'm reminded of a phrase that I've heard in the self-help stuff that I listen to. You dominate, but don't domineer. It is absolutely, you know, if once you've cleared the first block of seeing the opportunities that are there, it is okay to be self-assured and composed as you go through them. I think that if you're watching this and if you can even see the opportunities that you have, that in itself puts you in a position of authority over those of us, over those of us who are fearful at this new danger that has so far affected dozens of people worldwide, you know. So yeah, are there any other words that I have skipped here? Leadership, yeah. You know, take the lead. Yeah, I'm going to move on to this card, which is abundance. Wow. This, you can't make this shit up. This is I Ching hexagram number 55, that looks like. I fucking hate this font. I'm going to say it right away. Anyway, I Ching hexagram number 55, probably. And the keywords are plenty, profusion, generosity, fertility, ripeness, inner riches, reaping rewards, culmination, and harvest. So here's the thing. The words that I'm drawn to are inner riches and generosity. I think that, and maybe the generosity of being kind to people that you don't feel like being kind to based on their past behavior over the last 2 years is a kind of power and can help find that balance to navigate the future discussions that will inevitably come to the surface, you know? I feel like I've covered this card, but I also feel like there's more. So just give me a second to re-examine this here. Inner riches, reaping rewards. Yeah, so I think reaping rewards I'm seeing as unearthing this cup and turning it into a coin to build a bridge to the future. And that does require work. And I just want to, for those of you who are hesitant to actually do that work, to keep in mind the prize that comes after, because the more people we have on our side, the easier the future discussions will be. And they won't need to be so conflicty. I can't think of the right word. So, for those of you who picked this card, the the card is Solar Calm, and it's Clarify. So this is pretty simple. You know, a solar calm it's kind of the opposite of a solar flare. So, you know, as is implied here, we're kind of in a lull between waves, and I think this is an opportunity for you to assess the terrain and really look at where all, I'm thinking in military terms here. So when I say asset, an asset can be anything in military terms. It could be a bridge, it could be a road, it could be a person, it could be actual money, it could be munitions. But my point is to clarify where on the terrain your strategic assets are, and, you know, to go looking for that cup, which is there. But I've already beaten this metaphor to death. But my point is that for you, the opportunity is in really clarifying what you want to take forward with you into the future and what you want to leave behind you in the past. And there might be things that you think you should leave behind that you should take with you, and vice versa. So really take a moment to re-examine that. Yeah, I think that concludes everything. Like, before I let you go, I just want to say, I want to give you a quick summary as to why this is becoming my favorite 10 card spread. For those of you who watch my other channels, my other videos on this channel, I really like open readings where like there are no positions. And what I love so much about this spread, it's like 5 2-card readings. Like both of these represent hidden influence, but neither individual card has a position. Both of these cards have a position. And same for this, same for this, same for this. This, you can kind of blend into present energy, like where are we at now? What do we do? So that's the same energy. Anyway, that is what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, comments, observations, please leave them in the comments. I feel really good about this reading. I think it's a welcome relief, certainly compared to the last one I did a couple weeks ago. I hope to start publishing like rants soon. I have a lot to say, and I'm getting to that point where I'm ahead enough in my tarot videos that I can start focusing on that. Anyway, that is it for the housekeeping. Thank you so much for watching. Listen, go out there and build relationships, because that's going to be the key. That's going to be the key to unlocking the future that we want. All right, take care.